What's up, fellow campers? So in this video, I'm announcing that the Skooled Zone's Fallout 76 camp contest is officially underway. Those of you who follow my base camp series have heard me hinting at it for a while. The game has been out for a good 6 months now, and I think players have a decent grasp on the mechanics and have accumulated a good amount of building plans. So it's time to show off the skills. I'll go over the rules in a moment, but the deadline for the entry is June 1st. Basically, before it turns midnight on June 2nd, I'll be announcing the 5 finalists mid-June and then the order of the winners on July 1st. That's a special date actually because it's exactly 1 year since my big Fallout 4 building contest, which was a great success. And like last time, I'm calling it a contest instead of a challenge because there's going to be real prize giveaways to the winners. Pretty hefty prizes in fact, we'll get to all that in a moment. Oh, and while I'm talking here, I'm going to be decorating the inside of my upcoming pub house build to show off to you guys very soon. You know, just to give you something visually interesting to look at while I talk about the contest. You're not just staring at my character the whole time and all. Okay, first let's work backwards from the deadline. So July 1st is when I'll be announcing the 5 winners of the contest in order from 5th to 1st place. But in order to announce the winners on July 1st, I'll need to compile and sort all the entries ahead of time, make sure they followed the rules and all that. Then what I'll do is narrow all the entries to what I think are the top 5 contenders. That's the part where I'll be the judge, but then you guys get to weigh in with your votes. What I'll do is make a second video where I'll showcase the top 5 contenders and you guys will decide the order of the winners from 1st to 5th place by way of an iCard poll. That way I can get all of you involved in the process too, and it'll ultimately be a community decision. That process worked exceptionally well with the Fallout 4 contest, and I think it makes sense that the contenders get validation from their peers and not just me. So, in order to have time to weed through and compile all the entries and make a showcase video and then compile the votes from the poll, the hard deadline for entries will be anytime on June 1st, or before, of course. That gives you about a month to build your masterpiece camps and package the video up for submission. I'll have that showcase video posted around mid-June, and then you guys will have 2 weeks to vote in the poll on who you think the winner should be. Then I'll post the final winner video on July 1st. Okay, now let's talk prizes and then the rules. I want to make this worth your while, so the prizes are going to be pretty decent, at least, you know, for a channel my size. Once I get over 1 million subs, I'll be able to go all Mr. Beast with the prizes, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So let's start with 5th place and work our way up to 1st place. The 5th place winner will get an honorable mention shout out on the channel for getting into the top 5 finalists in the contest. Winning any of the top 5 slots will be a big deal, especially if you happen to have your own YouTube channel, because I'll be directing traffic your way for the win. The 4th place winner gets an honorable mention shout out like the 5th place winner. They'll also get shipped their choice of one of the games I've played on the Skooled Zone among a list of about 20 available games. Anyone on the planet can enter the contest and win, but I can only afford to ship games within North America. There are Xbox games too, so if you don't have an Xbox, you can always give it to a friend as a gift, or I can sign it for you and you keep it as a souvenir, totally up to you. The 3rd place winner gets everything the 4th and 5th place winners get, except the honorable mention will be now called the bronze medal. Plus, they'll also get a special Skooled Zone treasure chest key. I've mentioned this in past videos. Winners of certain contests get a special antique key that has a chance to open a mystery treasure chest at a future YouTube event like VidCon or something as a celebration for hitting 1 million subscribers. The item in the chest is going to be a huge deal and nothing that's ever been given away on YouTube before. I'm super excited about that event someday. So you'll want to hold on to your key. Now if you live overseas, you can still earn the key. I'll just hold on to it for you until the event, or until I can afford to start shipping stuff overseas as my Patreon account grows. The 2nd place winner gets everything the previous winners get, except instead of a virtual bronze medal, they'll earn the silver medal. Plus they get a loot box of all the items accumulated from past unboxing videos, plus gaming pre-order collectibles. I saved a year's worth of really cool merch to give away for this contest, probably over a $50 value worth of swag in the mystery box. You also get universal recognition on the channel sidebar of the Skooled Zone's homepage on YouTube where it says Shoutout Hall of Fame. And finally, the 1st place winner would get the virtual gold medal. All the prize choices the previous winners get, including the Hall of Fame icon, except instead of a swag box, they get a $50 Amazon gift card. The Amazon card would allow you to buy a game and have it shipped to you even if you live overseas. Or whatever you want to buy for that matter, totally up to you, you've earned it. Pretty sweet, huh? You also get to collab with me on a future build, getting full credit as a collaborator in the video. Awesome sauce. Now let's talk about the rules. They're pretty simple and straightforward since, you know, Fallout 76 doesn't allow mods yet. I don't need to go much into that. Just use the in-game only tools, which can include atomic shop items items if you want. As you probably know, you can earn in-game atom points by completing challenges, but some people may have purchased some extra items, as I have as well, not gonna lie. I'm not especially pleased with the way that Bethesda is handling the Atomic Shop, to be honest, especially the limited time items, but in the end, it's not all that different from allowing the DLC items in the last Fallout 4 contest I ran. That doesn't mean someone who spends $100 on all the available camp items will necessarily have an advantage over other contestants who spend less, because talent and creativity is still the winning criteria. Merit always wins in the end. Now, the major difference between this C.A.M.P contest and my Fallout 4 contest last year is that you're allowed to feature multiple builds in this entry. In fact, the whole impetus for this contest is to give you guys a way to immortalize your works of art, given the tragic impermanence of the current Fallout 76 building system. For most of you who don't have a YouTube channel, the best you can do is take a snapshot of your creations, right? And watch it show up in a random loading screen after you demolish it and move on to the next build. It kind of makes me sad, actually, and I want you guys to have a way to share your creativity and hard work. This contest, of course, is completely free to enter. The only thing I get out of doing this is the enjoyment of showcasing your art and building a stronger community. So how's it going to work with multiple builds in a single entry, you ask? Simple. You just make a compilation video. Only 2 stipulations. You can have up to 5 different builds featured in your video, but the video has to be 15 minutes or less. You can have as few as 2 builds in the video or go the full 5, totally up to you. You don't get more points for more builds. It's just a way to give you more freedom of expression, more ways to show off your talents, and more opportunity to preserve your creations for posterity. If you do 2 entries, then you get more time to give us a tour of each one. They can be 7 minutes each, or one can be 5 and the other 10 minutes. If you go the full 5 entries, then you might only have about 3 minutes per tour. Now, you can make jump cuts, of course. Just make sure you don't speed up any of the footage. I'm not going to be slowing anything down in the settings during my previews. It'll also help a great deal if you can give us a narrative tour, just like the finalists in my contest last year. Links to all those videos, of course, in the description below. Giving a vocal tour just gets viewers more engaged in what they're seeing. But, don't feel like you need to have a radio announcer's voice or anything. Just be yourself and don't feel self-conscious. Heck, one of the winners last year spoke English as a second language, but his talent completely broke any language barriers. What we'll be looking at is the merits of your build. Your voice won't even be a factor. Just speak clearly and keep it family friendly, of course, and all that jazz. Now, some of you might not know the first thing about recording video for YouTube. Trust me, I've been there. Everything I learned about YouTube was self-taught from watching a lot of tutorials. I happen to record my videos using an Elgato, but you don't even need that. If you have a console, I think you can record video right from your console. And most computers these days have a built-in microphone. You can also get some pretty cheap mics online as well. In fact, you guys are welcome to start a thread over on the Skooled Zone subreddit on ways you can record audio and video on a tight budget. I'm sure others might be able to suggest some free recording software for PCs and all that. Where there's a will, there's a way. Now, I welcome channels of all sizes, but you don't have to have an established YouTube channel to post your video. But if you sign into YouTube in order to comment, like, and subscribe, then you do have a de facto YouTube channel. So if you're unfamiliar with how to post videos on YouTube, again, plenty of great tutorials out there. I'll need a way for people to see your full video so they can vote on it, and the best way to do that is to email me a link to your video. Now, the majority of people watching probably already know how to do this, but if you've never messed around with making a video for YouTube, then hey, might be a useful thing to learn. Can't hurt to learn new things, right? In the last contest I did with Fallout 4, you had to include several things you learned from my no-mod shop class in your video. That won't be a requirement for this contest since we're barely into my base camp series. The only thing you need to do is be a subscriber, include the Skooled Zone somewhere in the title of your video, and link to the channel down below in the description. This will also help your peers search for entries because I only have time to showcase the top 5 picks, I feel bad for all the other great entries that didn't win from last year's contest, but that's why I'm limiting the entry videos to 15 minutes or less. Last time there were just too many entries that were like a half an hour to over an hour long. Oh, and I should mention, in case anyone asks, there's no stipulation on where you can build, what theme it should have, or what materials it needs to include. I'm leaving all the creativity in your hands. Although, just as a friendly tip, having some sort of theme will help keep you focused. That theme can be as simple as like a rustic country farm or as ambitious as a cliffside castle. I think what I and the community voters will be looking for the most is creative execution. A simple 2-story house can be loaded with creative details, and a crazy bat cave could end up being lifeless and boring. It's all about creative execution. Now, in the next week or so, I'll be featuring a video on some fun glitches I've discovered in Fallout 76. Of course, not nearly as many are available as in Fallout 4, but Fallout 76 actually has its own set of features that aren't available in Fallout 4 either, so it's sort of an even trade-off. Now, when you've built your settlement and followed all the previous rules and you have a video posted to YouTube, you'll want to head over to my contact page on the Skooled Zone website and email me a link from the submission form. Under the General Feedback tab, one of the options says Viewer Submissions. Go ahead and use that form to submit your link. Include your name and your email address, of course, so I can get back in contact with you if you win. I know the site is in need of an update. Hopefully something I get around to this summer, but at least everything's working. And if you have any other questions about the contest, feel free to leave a comment below, email me your questions, or submit a question over on the Skooled Zone subreddit. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with using the C.A.M.P system. I have a feeling it's going to be hard to narrow it down to 5, just like last year. But after that, it'll be fun to see you guys vote on the order of the winners. Also, for those of you who've been clamoring for another Fallout 4 contest, there is one in the works. There's going to be a theme around it though, and it's going to be based around a monumental epic lesson in my No Mod Shop class series that's actually going to be posted in tandem with a little Fallout 4 short film. It's a huge collaboration I've been working on with another talented builder in the community. Again, hinted at it in previous videos, but I want to put the cart before the horse until the whole thing's ready to show you guys. So expect that not too far down the road. In the meantime, I'll be continuing on with the Fallout 4 No Mod Shop class and alternating back and forth with the Fallout 76 Base Camp series. So subscribe if you haven't already, share this video with any of your builder friends who might not know about it already. As always, thanks for watching and happy camping!